Welcome to Playfully Orange, our conversations about arts and culture here in Central Florida. My guest today is Jeff Wirth. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, Terry.
Jeff, you have been involved with the arts most of your life?
Yeah, my entire life. Yep.
Well, that's quite a life. Um, and you have lived in Orlando several times, but also elsewhere, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
Give
I
us
was
a
here. I was here from 2000 to 2010, and then I went away and was in New York and Austin and Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and then now I'm back.
All right. Um, well, tell us a little bit about your background. Why was all your life involved in the arts? What spurred you on?
So when I was in middle school, I came home one morning and my mom saw that something was going on for me, and she goes, "What's happening?" And I said, "I don't want to be a politician." She's like, "Oh, okay. Well, do you want to tell me about that?" And I said, "Well, I want to do something with my life that's going to make a difference." And clearly, politics makes a difference because you pass laws and you do things that affect people's lives. So, uh, just, I don't want to do that. She goes, "Well, what do you love to do?" And I thought about it and I went, "Well, I, I like performing." She goes, "Well, tell me about that." I said, "Well, you play characters and you put on shows and it helps people understand like how other people think." And the more I explained about what it was, the more I realized that maybe that was something that could make a difference in the world. And when I finished all my explanations to her, she was quiet for a moment. And then she said, "Jeff, it doesn't matter to me what you do with your life, as long as what you do is what you love to do."
Now,
That was,
is this a real mom or is this like a mythic mom?
no, this was my real mom.
She sounds pretty mythic to me.
She was pretty awesome for sure.
And what kind of performing did that lead you to?
So in high school, I wrote a show in which I directly addressed the audience. And one night somebody spoke back to me, and I thought, "Oh, that's cool. I wonder what would happen if they had to talk back to me." So I wrote another show where they had to, and that worked really well. And I thought, wait, why do they have to stay out in the seats? Why couldn't they come up on stage? And so that was the beginning of creating interactive theater, which now I identify as interactive performance because it doesn't have to happen in a theater. It can happen all kinds of places, any place where a member of the audience or more than one can become a co-creator of a performed experience.
And this has been definitely your specialty for the last few decades, anyway.
Yes, yes, several decades.
Right. Um, and so you've been to Orlando twice. What draws you here?
Well, the first thing that drew me here was that I needed a place that was warm where I could do some writing because I had been spending a lot of time in the Midwest in the winter. And so I needed some place where I could just kind of settle down and let my body relax. And as a result of just coming here to do some writing, I got invited to teach at the University of Central Florida to teach interactive performance, not in their theater department, but in the digital media program. And that's what put me here for those 10 years. And then I went on and did things in other places. And the thing that brought me back was I went, I want to be in a place where I can be around the people that I love, doing the work that I love. And the place where there was the greatest number of both was Orlando.
Well, we love that you love the most people that you love and things you love here. Um, so, where have you experienced inspirational interactive act performance elsewhere?
I think probably one of the most compelling ones was a gentleman named Bob Berkey who did theatrical clowning. And it was the first time that I ever saw somebody create an experience where the audience member participating was treated as a success, like they weren't used as a prop, but they were rather used as the protagonist of the experience. And it became a celebration of what we are all capable of when we choose to take risks. So, yeah, I would say that that was probably a big influence to me in terms of how this work can be, because a lot of things that are interactive may be a little bit treating audience like props or getting a joke at the expense of the audience. Even the stuff that we see on reality television uh, frequently has things where the person is being fooled into participating as opposed to choosing to participate.
All right. And are there other art forms that inspire you?
Jazz. I love jazz because there is structure to it, and yet it is made to be flexible and responsive in the moment, and that it is not just something that is based on the musicians themselves, but it's a conversation between the musicians and the audience.
Have you discovered jazz here in Central Florida?
I'm still waiting to get have a chance to get out and do that. I haven't yet, but it is on my list.
Where have you been jazzed about some jazz?
I think probably the place was in, this is going to sound weird, but reading a book that was about jazz and jazz creators, and to read about how their thought process worked, how they developed the stuff that they did. It wasn't just getting up and screwing around, but there was a definite technique and approach to the technique that was used. And I think that book was called All About Jazz. It was like 600 pages, but it was a good read.
Nice. Have you found other interactive performers here in Central Florida?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's,
Those are the people you love, right?
well, there are those that I know that I love, but there are also a bunch of folks that I don't know that I probably will come to love. But at this point, the fact that there are so many different kinds of interactive performers here in Orlando. So there's standardized patients, there's the theme parks, there's research and training. Like there's all kinds of applications of this interactive performance skill set. And that's part of the reason that I have come back to Orlando, is to establish Orlando as the capital of interactive performance for the United States.
Cool. Yes, all power to you.
Thank you.
And I think you're very close to Grandpa Nunu.
Yeah, Grandpa Nuna and I have had some heart-to-heart talks for sure. He is a character that is someone that is engages with everyone in the world as though they are a member of his family, and then engages with them in that kind of connectedness that you have when you are with a family member.
And what have you seen about Grandpa Nunu's interactions with people that have been significant?
I think the thing that's significant to me is how ready people are to allow you to be a part of their family, even if you're not blood. The fact that people, when you give them permission, allow access to them in a very personal way that if you only paid attention to the news, you would seriously doubt was possible.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing you around and Grandpa Nunu around, and appreciate your coming on and talking to us and letting us get to know a little bit more about you.
It's my pleasure, Terry. Thank you.
And we want to thank you for tuning into this edition of Playfully Orange.